Therese. I decided to get out of my jammies, put on a new Fabletics outfit. I actually bought it right before the whole coronavirus shelter at home started, because Lord knows I will not be buying any new clothes for the foreseeable future. So anyway, so put on some makeup. I feel a little bit better. We're going to do today a intermediate mat workout, Pilates mat workout. If you saw my previous post, that was more of a basic class. So this should hopefully feel a little bit more challenging for you. If it's too much, maybe go back to that original video I did the other day. And I'll try to bring a few more classes to you after this as well, okay? So we are gonna start with on all fours in quadruped. You're gonna find a really good quadruped position, your hands right underneath your shoulders, and your knees should be right underneath your hips, so you have 90-degree angles. And let's just start with just an easy cat and camel. You're gonna round the spine, scoop the belly, looking down, and then lifting your eyes, lifting your heart. Let the tail lift as well. Exhale to scoop and round. And then inhaling, lifting everything up. And we'll do that one more time. Good. And then inhale, let the belly fall, lift the tail. From here, we're just gonna change it a little bit. You're gonna start from your tailbone, just allowing the tailbone, and then your lower back, and then your mid back, up into the neck and the head last. So we're nice and curled. We're gonna start from the top of the head, lifting the eyes, and then start to translate that motion down the middle of the back, lower back, and the tailbone last. All right, so we're just articulating from the tail first, trying to go segmentally, one segment, one vertebra at a time. Start from the top of the head, looking up. Good, start to draw those shoulders back, rolling through the middle of the back, lower back, tail. And let's reverse it. Let's start from the top of the head. You're gonna start to drop the head, the chin, rounding through the shoulders, through the upper back, middle of the back, tailbone last. Hold there. Take a big breath into your back. Now from your tailbone, lift that first. Coming back up, top of the head lifts last. And then we'll do that one more time. Start top of the head, drops down, drop your chin, start to roll through your shoulders. Translating down to the tailbone last. Start by lifting the tailbone first and rolling up. Top of the head last. All right, so that was mobility. Now we'll do a little bit of stability. Just trying to keep our back nice and stable. So even in all fours, we want to maintain a neutral spine. That means you have a little bit of your lumbar curve there, a little bit of your thoracic curve, which I don't have a lot of. If you have more roundness in the upper back, that's totally fine. But what I don't want to see is a lot of roundness throughout the entire spine. You want to allow that lumbar curve to be there. It should be there, right? Yeah. So maintaining that. Just let your belly fall, and then you're going to draw your belly up and in. So take your navel towards your spine, and then just let that go. You can kind of take a little breath in, and then exhale, draw your belly, your abdominals up and in. Belly button pulls towards your spine. Let that go, inhale, and exhale, draw that up and in. So as I'm doing that, again, I'm maintaining my nice, flat, long, neutral spine. So you shouldn't really see a ton of motion or feel a ton of motion. You're just feeling your abdominals fall and then a gentle contraction of your abdominals. Do it one more time. Let that fall and draw it up and in. Excellent. From there, actually, before we go onto our backs, let's come down on our forearms. And I want you to bring your hips back about, let's say, halfway towards your heels. You're not sitting fully on your heels, just about halfway back. Scoot your elbows back so they're underneath your shoulders again. So again, not out here, draw them back, they're underneath you. Take your right hand behind your head. My elbows pointed down toward the floor. And I'm gonna rotate, look under my elbow, open up my chest, and then bring that elbow back to the floor. So you're gonna inhale, rotate, look under the arm, nice breath in, and then exhale to close it back down. The reason we're sitting the hips back is to keep the lower back still, and we're trying to bias that movement to our thoracic spine or more of that mid back. Good, and one more time, inhaling. Good, rotating through the thoracic, through the rib cage, and exhale. See my back, I just got a little pop, a little crack there. So if that happens, cool, let it. All right, let's just go to the other side. So again, hips are back, press firmly into the forearm that's on the floor. Inhale to rotate, look behind you. Exhale, elbow back to the floor. Inhale, kind of peek under that arm, open up the chest. Good, I'm just noticing I probably should have put my hair back, so it's okay. All right, I think you can still see. All right, inhale and exhale, and how about one more time? Breathing in, open that chest, and exhale, coming back down. All right, so now let's go ahead onto our backs. You lie flat, knees are bent, scoot your heels in towards your bottom. Find a nice neutral spine. So again, just remind you what that is. Your tailbone is heavy. There's a little space under your lower back. You're heavy through your thoracic, and there should be a little bit of space under your neck. Take a few breaths in and out. As you exhale, gently pull navel towards your spine, just like you were doing when you were on all fours. So a breath in. Exhale, pull belly button to spine. There's just a very gentle abdominal activation or contraction. And then exhale, draw the navel to the spine. From there, we're going to float right leg up. Exhale, slowly lower that leg down. Inhale, float the other side. And exhale, slowly lowering the leg down. We maintain 90 degrees at the knee. So really your movement is coming from a hip pivot. You're just pivoting the hip in its socket. Maintaining a little bit of space under your lower back. And one more on the other side. Breath in and exhale down. All right, let's bring the right leg up. Bring the left leg up to meet it. Again, if that caused your lower back to flatten, try to get heavy through your tailbone and find your neutral spine again. So there's a little bit of connection of my ribs to the front of my hips. Take a small breath in. Exhale, lower the weight of the leg. Inhale to the top. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. So with the feet in the air, there's just a little more activation through your deep abdominals. So you probably feel that in your abs a teeny bit more. We're just going to do one more on each side. Exhaling, draw the abdominals in, lightly tap the foot. Other side. Holding the legs there, we're going to extend right leg out and then draw back in. Your breath, whichever direction feels good to you, is fine with me here, but trying to keep a gentle space underneath the lower back if you can. If your back wants to arch up, then go ahead and flatten your spine and maintain it flat. That would be better than letting it arch way up in the air, okay? And we're going to do one more of those on each side. And reach. And set one foot down and the other foot down. Very nice. Take your hands behind your head. Just lift the elbows slightly. So the arms are in what we call scaption. You can see your elbows in your peripheral vision. Your head is going to be nice and heavy in your hands. Take a small breath in. Chest lift. We're just going to exhale to curl the shoulders and maybe part of your upper back off of the floor. And then we're rolling back down. Take a breath in to prepare. Exhale, draw your lower ribs towards your hips. And lower back down. Breath in. Exhale to curl up. Take a breath in. And exhale to lower down. Breath in to prepare. Exhale. Your backs of your ribs are nice and heavy into the floor. Take a gentle breath in and exhale to roll back down. We're going to add on. We are going to take a breath in to prepare. Exhale to curl up, backs of the ribs nice and heavy. Inhaling, the arms reach up and behind your thighs. Hold on to the backs of your thighs. You're going to breathe in, get a little bit of a higher lift. Hold the height, bring your hands back behind the head, and lower yourself back down. I'm going to try to cue the breathing a little bit better there. So a breath in to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale the arms behind, hold on. Exhale, lift a little higher. Hold the height, breathe in, hands behind the head, and exhale to roll down. All right, here we go. Breath in to prepare. Exhale. Inhale, hold behind the legs. Exhale, lift a little higher. The key here, keep the height. Inhale, hands behind the head, and lower yourself back down. Very nice. All right. So that's just warming up those abdominals. Keeping the elbows lifted. Go ahead, give a small chest lift. Backs of the ribs heavy into the floor. We're going to hold the position, float one leg up, exhale to lower down. Inhale up, exhale, pull the belly button down in toward the floor using those deep abdominals. Inhale, float up, exhale, lower down. Inhale up, take the other leg up to meet it, and we're going to tap one foot at a time. We're trying to maintain the chest lift. If at all this is bothering your neck or you need to rest, simply put your head down and just continue with the legs. Good, I'm going to do two more. Tap lightly, float back up, tap lightly, hold the position, hold the chest lift if you can, extend one leg out and draw in. I'm going to exhale and inhale. And we'll go for 4 and 3 and 2. Good. Holding up at that same exact height. Take a breath in and lower back down. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest and just rock it back and forth. All righty. From there, let's go ahead, plant your feet about hip width apart, arms long at your sides. We'll start from a neutral position, tucking the tailbone under, which is going to flatten your lower back. It's just called a posterior tilt. Sometimes we call it imprint. You're imprinting your lower back into the floor and then coming back to neutral. We'll exhale, gentle imprint. And then let's take that into a bridge. So rolling through imprint, let the tailbone lift up. We're going to roll one vertebra at a time, up to the shoulders. Breath in at the top. Exhale, soften through your chest. And we're trying to roll down one vertebra at a time, or segment by segment. It's called articulation of the spine, which, I don't know, I guess is a fancy way of mobility through your spine, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Another way to imagine is if you had a chain link, if it were lying across the floor, you would try to pick it up one link at a time, and then you would lower down one link of the chain at a time. So that's a little visual you can imagine. All right, let's do this. This is for some more mobility through your spine. You're gonna roll up to your bridge, holding up there. We call it the typewriter. Try to keep your hips level. You're just gonna shift your hips to one side and shift your hips to the other. Some of us might be old enough that we can remember actually using a old-fashioned typewriter before there were keyboards. I actually had to take typewriting in a high school. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't, but I think most of you know what a typewriter does. It goes side to side. Roll 1 inch, 2 inches down, typewriter side to side. So we're trying to keep the pelvis level without rotating, but rather just that typewriter action, side to side. Come back to center, roll a couple inches down again. So you're just translating the hips side to side. I can feel I move this way really easily. This way, there's something stuck, doesn't want to go there. So just notice that if one side is easier to move to than the other. How about one more level here, guys? Come down, your tailbone is close to the ground. There might not be quite as much movement there, but still trying to keep our hips level, side to side. Come back to center, roll all the way back down. From neutral, you're gonna do, how about 3 rolling bridges? And just notice what that feels like. Lifting up, nice breath at the top, soften through the chest, rolling from the top of the spine all the way back down through imprint, back to your tailbone. You'll do 2 more of those. Notice if that feels a little freer, a little bit more freedom of movement there. Possibly after doing that typewriter move. It kind of loosens things up and makes it a lot easier to roll through the spine. All right. Cross one ankle over the knee. Draw your legs in towards you. Just give that a little hip release. You guys are going to hold that. I need to make sure I'm staying on track. And go ahead, put the legs down, cross the other ankle, draw the legs in. Try to, as you're doing this, see if you can let your hips go. Just let your hips relax. Sometimes we get real tense in this position. Just see if you can let something go there. All right. From there, just go ahead, just give yourself a roll up. We're gonna do roll ups, but we're gonna start from the up position and start on rolling down first. Okay? So traditionally, our legs are out straight. We're trying to start with a very tall, long spine, meaning my shoulders are stacked right over my hips. If that is hard to do for you, if you can't sit all the way up straight through your spine, you're going to give a little knee bend. And usually that allows you, it gives you the hamstring length, and it helps to tilt that pelvis forward so you can sit up tall. Yes? So if you're here, go ahead, bend those knees, get tall through your spine first. From there, we are going to tuck the tailbone under, and now we're rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time, bringing the arms overhead. You're going to float the arms up, breathe in, start to exhale, chest lift, continue to roll up and over the legs. You're engaging your abdominals. Today we're going to stack the spine. We're going to sit up and start up nice and tall again. So I'll do a few here with my legs straight. Rolling down, one vertebra as controlled as you can. Arms overhead. Inhale the arms, float them up. Chin to chest, chest lift. Continue to exhale to roll yourself up as smoothly as possible. Stack the spine, sit tall. You can continue like that if you need to. The knees are going to be bent. You're going to do your roll down like so. Arms overhead. Maybe scoot your heels in a little bit closer. Inhale, float the arms up. Start with your chest lift. Hold behind your legs and give yourself a little assistance if you're having a hard time rolling up smoothly, okay? You could even keep your hands there, start to tuck, and roll yourself back down, okay? I could spend, oh my goodness, I could spend like an hour just dissecting the roll up and roll down. Maybe another day, not a whole hour, but maybe I'll post a video just working on roll-ups. They are challenging for some people, so try the option of the knees bent. Let's just do 2 more, okay? All together, take a breath in, float the arms, chin to chest, big exhale, 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 exhale. Use your breath. Scoop the belly, reach out over your toes, stack the spine, sit up tall, breath in, tuck the tail, exhale to roll yourself down. Arms overhead, one more time, float the arms up. Chin to chest, exhale, use that breath, exhale, scoop the belly. Stack the spine, sit up super tall. And we will roll down one last time, starting from the tailbone, one vertebra at a time. Stretch your arms overhead and stay right here. Take a big ol' stretch. All right, we're gonna roll on to our side. So legs are gonna be stacked one on top of the other. You can support your head with your hand. If it feels more comfortable, go ahead and let your head rest onto your arm or your shoulder there. So trying to keep the hips stacked right on top of the other. We're gonna bring this leg up and exhale to squeeze together. I'm staying in parallel first, so my kneecap, my toes are pointed straight toward the camera here. You could have toe pointed. If it feels better to be flexed, that is totally fine. Can you keep a little bit of a lift in your underside waist? Okay, so if you had an ice cube underneath there, ooh, it's cold. I'm gonna lift up off of that ice cube. And just imagine that, so that you're not dumping into your side and dumping into your waist, but your abdominals are switched on. I'm even pulling my deep abs in here. All right, let's take the leg up about hip height, and we're gonna do little circles forward. We'll go for 6 and 5, rotating right from the hip socket, everything else nice and still. 2 and 1. We'll reverse our circles back for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the heels together, toes apart. So now we are turned out. We're going to lift that leg up and float it back down. So now you're able to lift that leg a little bit higher because we externally rotated our hip. Pointing up, flex the foot down. So we're getting a little work through the foot and the ankle. Breathe in, exhale, down. We point and we flex. Let's do 2 more. Squeezing those inner thighs together. Now passe, toes to knee. Lift and flex all the way back down. We point and flex. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Point and flex. And point. Reverse. We're going to lift up toe to knee, flex the foot, slide the leg down, point it up, touch the knee, flexing, sliding down, 2 more, point, reach, flex, stretch the leg, 1 more, up, knee. Good. Let's turn the legs back to parallel. Lift your top leg about hip height. We're going to lift the bottom leg up to knee and release. Exhale. So inner thighs, but you should also feel this nice, deep abdominal connection. Our adductors, pelvic floor, deep abdominals, they all work together. Exhale. Good. 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Let's take one leg on top of the other, and we're going to lift both together. So again, deep abdominals, you get a little bit more oblique work there. Try to keep those legs connected as one unit. And let's go 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Before we go to the other side, we're going to lie on our bellies. Hands right underneath the shoulders, legs connected. My nose starts looking down toward the floor, and really, guys, slide your fingertips back underneath your shoulders. You want your elbows sticking up. I call them grasshopper arms. So those elbows are kind of sticking up in the air right now. We're just going to start with a little just thoracic extension, lifting the nose, the chin, the shoulders. I'm going to keep my lower ribs on the floor. Reach your elbows back and down towards your heels and roll back down, nose last. You could use an image of there's a marble right in front of your nose. I'm going to push the marble with my nose, and I'm going to watch it roll away from me. I'm going to keep watching it, and then I'm going to lower my chest, my shoulders, my nose. Oh, there's another marble. I'm going to push it with my nose, watch it slowly roll away from me, reaching those elbows back for my heels, rolling down through the chest, getting nice and long as I lower down. One more time. There's another marble. Push it away. Inhaling up. Let's hold. Can you lift your hands without losing any height in that chest? Good. Gently set the hands down. Keep those elbows reaching back. Roll back down through your chest. We're going to do that again. Rolling the marble forward. Keeping nice openness through the front of the chest. Float those hands up. Can your hands come up as high as your shoulders? Can you reach your arms out in front of you? Bring the hands back. Set your hands down. Roll back down. Good. We're going to try it one more time. Floating yourself up. Good. So you want to be at a point where you can hold the height without dropping. You're not even going to drop a millimeter. Lift the hands up about shoulder height. Can you keep that height? Reach out. Bring the hands back. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Hands onto the floor. Roll yourself back down. Ooh, all right. That woke up the back. Come on back. Sit your hips to your heels. And just let that go for a moment. All right. We're going to go to your other side. So, same setup. Support your head. Let me try to scoot this way a little bit. Legs are stacked one on top of the other. Your ice cube is underneath your side waist there. So a little lift off of it. Legs are stacked, are parallel. Here we go. We're going to lift up and lower back down. Keeping one hip stacked right on top of the other. Imagine as you lower the leg, it's reaching out away from you. It's actually getting longer. So when you set the leg back down, it's as if it's longer than the bottom leg. Make it longer than the bottom leg. Do 2 more. holding that leg right about hip height. We're gonna circle for 6 from the hip socket. 5, nothing else moves. 3, 2, and 1. We're circling back for 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Connect the legs together. My heels are together, my toes are apart. I'm gonna lift up. I'm gonna flex, squeeze inner thighs together. Inhaling up and flexing back down. We point and flex. And you're just going to your whatever height you can. If it's here, that's fine. You might be able to go higher than I can. Especially this hip is a little restricted on this side. And one more time, point and flex. We're gonna passe, foot to the knee, stretch and reach it up, flex, squeezing together. Point, trying to maintain your knee up towards the ceiling as best as possible. Flex and lower down. 2 more. Point and point, flex, point and point. We'll reverse it. You're gonna lift up, toes to knee, flex the foot, slide the heel down your leg. Point it up, touch the knee, flex and reach. Just 2 more. Up and reach. 1 more. Up, touch and reach. Ooh, all right. No, we did one more thing. Your legs are parallel. Lift your top leg. We're gonna lift the bottom one up to it, finding those adductors, deep abdominals, pelvic floor muscles are working, whether you know it or not, they are. Good. I like to do exhale and lower and lower. Beautiful. Take both legs together. We're going to lift them both at the same time. Good. Getting a little bit more into the obliques. And we'll go for 4. Legs nice and long. 3. Trying to keep them connected. 2. And 1. All right, we're going to go back to our bellies. So we were doing thoracic extension, or maybe we call it pre-swan. Now it's going to be full swan. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your elbows start like grasshopper arms. We start with the nose down. Roll that marble away from you. Now we're going to continue to lift with a nice long curve of the spine. That may mean your thighs come up. Yeah, let them, okay? You're gonna roll your thighs, your hips, belly, shoulders back down, okay? The idea here, guys, is as we roll up, we are one long, continuous curve literally from our heels up through the top of the head. I don't wanna see this happening where you get a huge hinge in your lower back. We're keeping our ribs and our abdominals lifted with us, and then we're gonna roll back down, okay? Your arms may straighten at the top. Maybe you have a little bend in your elbows. It kind of partially depends on arm length, but if your arms lock out at the top, that's okay. Go ahead, let them do that, okay? Again, from the top of the head, roll your marble away from you. Watch it rolling away. Now, keep your abs engaged, keep your ribs, bring your ribs with, bring your hips with. Good. And you're gonna roll down through the tops of your thighs, your hips, your belly. Ooh. All right. From there, maybe you just stay there. Next, we call swan dive. It's kind of fun if you've never done it. Watch first, give it a try. You're at home, nobody can see you. So we lift up into our full swan. Watch, I'm gonna keep this shape. Don't lose the shape. I'm gonna dive forward and catch. My legs come up and catch. My eye gaze has to stay forward so that I don't plant my nose. Catch. Your legs lift. Good, it's kind of like a little banana shape or a rocking horse, rocking back and forth. Do what you can. I'm gonna give you a chance here just to try a few more on your own. Starting in your full swan. Keep the shape, keep everything engaged. Catch. Eyes up. Don't nosedive or nose plant. Good, do one more. Catch. Slowly lower yourself all the way back down. You can hear see my breathing just got a little bit heavy. It's kind of fun, yeah? How often do you roll like that, like a rocking horse? Not very often. Really good for your spine health. Ooh, okay. What are we doing? Let's shake wrists out because we're going to do a little bit more on our hands and knees again, okay? Take your wrists, push them together. The backs of your hands are pressing into each other. And then bring your fingertips towards you and see if you can circle around. And then bring the backs of the hands onto each other again. Fingertips towards you. So you're just making a big circle through the wrists and the hands mostly. Rather than flying your arms around, try to make it from your wrists and your hands. Reverse your circle, fingertips towards you. Now my fingertips go away from me. A little bit of wrist mobility there. All right, shake them. All right, here we go. Hands and knees again, quadruped. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're gonna start by gently drawing your abdominals in. Nice flat back, try to find your neutral spine. And we're gonna reach right arm, left leg. And lowering back down. So as little movement as possible. The only thing moving here is the arm and leg. And lowering back down. So if you slide your fingertips and toes out, float them up, a little hold at the top, touch fingers, toes down, slide back into home plate. Sliding other side out, lift up. What's happening with the low back? Have you lost it? Try to pick that up again. Touch lightly, slide back in. You're gonna do it one more time each side. Good, just floating. I like to keep my thumb pointed up towards the sky because that rotates your shoulder externally a little bit, which is just a little bit safer in that shoulder joint. And touching down, coming back. So here's where we're gonna play a little. That was opposite arm and leg. Now I'm going to take my same arm and leg, trying to float and lift them up. Now guys, a weight shift is gonna have to happen here. So you are going to have to shift the weight a little bit in order to release the same arm and leg and keep your balance, and then set it back down. So if you look at me from here, my weight is going to have to come over that side, and then when I set it back down, my weight will shift back, okay? You're going to do 2 more times. Again, if you lose your balance, it's okay. You're doing this at home, you're by yourself, nobody can see you. Good, we're just playing. Now, on your next one, you're gonna stay there. And then we are going to turn. I'll be facing you. We're in star pose. So the leg is lifted, the arm is lifted straight up to the ceiling. If you have to adjust your bottom arm so that the hand is right underneath the shoulder, totally fine. Let's take your top leg. I'm gonna lift halfway down. Lift up. Again, in this position, my hips are stacked. It's just as if I'm lying on the floor and doing those side legs with the legs parallel. Good, hold. We're gonna circle forward for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Circling back. My hips are staying stacked. 3, 2, and 1. Set that foot down. Now, keeping the foot there, I'm going to try to use my obliques, coming up, and I'm going to come all the way up. So kneeling on the one leg. Guys, I'm just going to move over in the frame a little bit more. So I'm here, right? This foot can be planted. Try to level off your hips, all right? I'm going to come over. Lightly tap my fingertips. Using my obliques, I'm coming right back up. Good, so my spine is staying long. I'm reaching this top arm up. I'm getting length through the side of the body. Using the obliques, especially my top obliques, to lift myself back up. I'm gonna go one more time. Good. And you're gonna just reverse everything. You're gonna set the hand down, shift your weight, lifting this leg, come back to the hand, the knee, and come back all fours. All right, so I'm gonna turn myself around. You may do that or just go to the other side. So why don't we do a few opposite arm and leg first? It's always easier to start that way. Slide the fingers, the toes out, lift up, draw the abs in, nice long spine. Here, we're looking for stability, very, very little weight shift, if none at all, just the arm and the leg are moving. Everything else super stable. All right, now same side. Here again, a little weight shift will have to happen, or a big weight shift. Ooh, that's my more challenging side. All right, so same arm, same leg. Working on that. Good, again, just a little play here. I'll give you a little secret. If you move your hand, this hand that's planted out a little bit, it will help. So if you take your hands a teeny bit wider. All right, do 2 more. And then on your second one, you're going to lift up and we turn to our star pose. The leg is lifted, the arm is up. If you need to adjust the bottom hand, do so. Our hips are stacked, one on top of the other. We're going to take the top leg, lift, halfway down. See if you can keep it off the floor. Lifting with that side glute muscle, your glute medius. Bringing it up and down. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Holding about hip height, circling for 6 and 5 from the hip socket. 4. Nice long leg. 2 and 1. Reversing, circle back. And 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Set the foot down. My weight's going to shift a little bit off my hand, using my obliques to come up, okay? Try to level those hips off as best as possible. Coming up and over. Just lightly tap your fingers, don't really put weight there. And then using the side waist, if you will. It's mostly your oblique muscles. Barely tap down. Back up. Good. Couple more there. All right, and we're going to reverse to get us back out of this. Set your hand down. Put some weight onto that hand. Lift the leg. Come back to hand and knee. Set that down gently as possible. Super job. Take your knees wide, your feet together. Sit back into child's pose. Really try to sit your hips back to your heels. And breathe out the sides and into your rib cage. All right. Let's take, we're gonna just get off of our wrists for a moment. Let's lie on our back. And let's see here. Why don't you first hold behind your leg, stretch your other leg out, and let's just do just a very quick stretch here. Length for the back of the leg. You'll lower down. As I lift up, I'm going to flex my foot, press my heel into the ceiling, and bend. And think about pressing the back of the knee away from you. Oh, that feels good. Stretch and reach. Good, you can do it one more time. Hold the leg there. Put the arms down. You're going to lower this leg in. We're going to give it 8 counts. I'm going to flex my foot. Ready? We're going to lower it to the other leg, to the floor. 8, 7, nice and slowly. 6, 5, pull those abs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring your other knee in. Hold behind the leg. Stretch. Press your heel up toward the ceiling. Press the back of the knee away from you. Keep your tailbone really heavy, guys. So I'm reaching up, but my tailbone's reaching down. Do a little opposition there. All right, again, we're going to hold it up. I'm going to keep my foot flexed, arms down at my sides. Drawing the abs in. We're going to 8 slow counts to lower the leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take the right knee back to the chest. All right, chest lift. We did it earlier in class. Chin to chest. Backs of the rib cage is nice and heavy into the floor. This time I'm going to stretch my leg long. I'm going to hold behind this leg. It could be your thigh, your knee, maybe your calf. Lift your other leg up. I'm going to switch legs, maintaining the height of my chest lift. And we're going to do 2 little pulses. I like to exhale, exhale, breathe in, exhale, exhale. Can you tuck your chin, look right in between your legs. Don't let the chest lower, even 1 little inch. Pull, pull, stretch, stretch. 4, 3, 2. I lied, do one more time because we started on that side, and there we go, lower down, beautiful. We're going to keep the knees bent at 90 degrees. Hands behind your head. Keeping the knees there. Again, small breath in. Exhale to chest lift. And lower back down. My elbows are just in my peripheral vision. I'm going to exhale to curl up. Allowing the back of my rib cage to be nice and heavy into the ground. So there's very little tension or no tension in my neck or in my shoulders. On the next one, we're going to stay up. Taking a breath in, exhale to rotate. Bringing shoulder across toward the opposite knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop the arm and the elbow toward the floor. Inhale, center. Drop the elbow and the arm toward the floor. So we're getting nice rotation right through the center of the chest. Think of pivoting through your, like your sternum, if you would. Good. We're going to add the leg. Opposite leg reaches. Come to center. Exhale to twist.
Inhale, center. I'm trying to maintain my nice chest lift. So the shoulders, the upper shoulder blades are off the ground. Good. One more time, going slow. And center. Here we go, guys. We're going to speed up the pace. Switch and switch and switch. Right here we go 4, 3, 2. Pick up the pace and quick, 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 quick. Try to stay in control. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, there you go. Super. Whew. Roll yourselves up. All right, we're gonna go just a few more minutes here. Maybe 5 or so minutes, yeah? We're good with that? Let's come back to side, because I did want to do this one today. We're gonna start with a side plank or side lift first. So, our position here. Your top leg is gonna be in front of the other one. We don't want the knees to be totally curled up. We don't want them straight. They're going to be a little bent, halfway bent. Once you lift up, you'll adjust where they need to be, okay? I'm going to start by lifting from my side waist, okay? So I'm not hanging out here in my shoulder, but there's a little bit of a lift. My shoulder's dropping down away from the ear. My top leg is going to be my active leg. The back leg is fairly passive. I'm just going to lift from underneath and lift everything up and coming to that really nice long spine position. Okay, so we're not coming all the way up where our spine is side bent. I'm just going to try to come to a straight line. So if you can think of straight line from the top of my head through my nose, right through the center of my body, right between my feet. Okay, as you come down, you allow your knees to bend. I set my hip back down. Okay, so here we go. From underneath, you're going to lift up, nice long spine. Watch your bottom shoulder, pull your shoulder blade onto your back, lower yourself down. Okay, you could do just that part today. Maybe you stay there and you work on this strong side plank position. Otherwise, we're going to go to twist. I'm going to lift my hips up. I'm using these bottom obliques here to lift those hips up high, and I'm twisting, pulling the arm underneath, looking behind me. Good. Now come back to that perfect side plank and lower all the way down. Okay, so think of obliques and think of pressure in your front foot. Lift the hips up, lift from underneath, scoop the belly, twist a little more, back to side plank. Woo. Lower back down. We're going to do it one more time. Hit your perfect side plank first. Hold. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift the hips up. Contract from here. Scoop it under. Hips high, high, higher. Whoop, my foot is slipping on the floor. No fair. Come back. And let the knees bend. Lower down with control. With control. Ooh, nice. Shake the wrist. Come to the other side. All right, same deal. Top leg is in front. Knees not too scrunched up, but they're a little bent. You're going to start with the arm here. A little bit of a lift on your bottom side. We're going to just float from underneath. The legs will naturally straighten. Again, try not to overdo it. We're a straight line from the top of the head, through the nose, through center of the body, right between the feet. Allow the knees to bend. Gently set yourself down. Okay, the lowering is as important as the lift. All right, here we go. Lift from underneath. Long spine. Draw this back shoulder down. Pull your shoulder blade onto your back. Again, like I said, if you want to just work on this part, that's awesome. Just work here. Otherwise, we're going to stay up. I'm gonna lift my hips up in the air, scoop with my abdominals, look behind me, come back to that long side plank position, gently lower down. Okay, we got 2 more of them. Lifting up, hit your side plank, press into your front foot, lifting the hips up high, wrap it around. Good. Come back, hold, lower back down with control. You got 1 more to go, guys. Awesome work. Lift up, lift the hips, scoop the belly, twist a little more. Woo. Side plank, lowering down with control. Very, very nice. All right. We could just do a really fast mermaid stretch. First, put your hand on your back knee, come up and over. Just give that side waist obliques a little release that you were just using. Take this hand down, bring your forearm down, reach overhead. I'm reaching would be my right sit bone down into the floor and getting super long through the right side of the body. You might be the opposite way, but you get the picture. All right. You know what? Rotate. Turn this way. Turn back. One more time. Drop that shoulder. Try to keep the sit bone down. And come all the way back up. Just try to switch your legs without using your hands if you can. For there. Hand lightly on your knee. You're going to come up and over. Ooh, very twisty. Good. Come up. Set this forearm down lightly, keeping this sit bone pressing down. Arm comes overhead, get length through that whole side of the body. Breathe into the side of your rib cage. Add a little rotation, drop the shoulder looking down. Maybe your fingers can tap. Good, twist back, look toward me. Again, drop the shoulder. Oh, that feels good. All right, and we're gonna pick ourselves all the way back up. Guys, we're just gonna come up into standing to finish this off. Oh, I'm almost exactly at an hour. All right, good. So, one last thing. Start with your hand on your hips. Again, there'll be a little bit of a weight shift onto your standing leg. Let's say it's gonna be your left leg, and we're gonna float the right leg up and bring it back in. Okay? Just like when we were in side lying, my hips are level, stacked. My kneecap, my toes are pointed straight ahead. Okay? Let's try to maintain, I'm leaning almost a little bit too much. Try to maintain vertical, meaning you're not doing that, but try to maintain vertical. It's just that you're putting weight, obviously, into this left leg in order to lift the right one up. Okay, now moving on, arms out, lift the leg out to the side. Remember that star pose? Star pose in standing. Woo! Try it one more time. Lift the leg first. Good, move as one unit. Can you hold? Can you maybe do little circles from the hip? Oh my goodness. Can I do it? Can she do it? Barely. There we go. Bring it back in. Beautiful. Hands on your hips. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Float the left one up and down. Maintaining your knee cap, your toes straight ahead. Spine staying vertical. Lift your feet with the arms out to the side. And then we're gonna hold. Oh, I don't know. Is this my worse or better side? Maybe it's better today. Coming back up. Good. Lift the leg first. Come over. See if you can hold that star pose. Maybe just hold, see what you can do, balance. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, circles the other direction. Woo! Stand it back up smoothly as possible. There we go. Really nice job, guys. If you need I just wanted to finish this off at an hour here, so if you need to do a quick, whatever, stretch, whatever, lots of times we do roll downs, a few roll downs, roll ups, go for it. Thanks for visiting. You can check me out on Instagram. I'm at TLC_PT, or just look up Therese Clementi on Facebook. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me, friend me, whatever. And yeah, we'll go from there. Cool. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. See ya.